In the captivating land of Goa, where palm-fringed beaches meet the cerulean sea, beauty flourishes in every corner. With its vibrant culture, warm-hearted people, and rich heritage, Goa holds a special place in the hearts of those who visit. The love for fish is deeply ingrained in the local culture, as it has been for generations. Whether it's savoring the mouth-watering flavors of traditional fish curries, enjoying a laid-back day of fishing by the shore, or watching the skillful fishermen cast their nets at sunrise, the bond between the people and the sea's bounty is evident.
Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Startup the Goa, wherein we are covering local businesses, that is business from Goa, who are having innovative ways and making a difference to the lifestyle in Goa. When I talk about Goa, and if I talk about the place where Goa is located on the geographical location of India, it is on the western coastline. And what are we famous for and what do we crave for is something what we are going to talk about with this famous personality today. Goa, we all people crave for fish. We've got a very famous personality today, Mr. Aftab Mohammed, who is a founder at Nuste.in. Welcome Aftab to Startup the Goa.
Thank you, Akhilesh. Glad to be here.
Nice to have you here. So let us first hear from Aftab something that we do not know about him.
About myself, I back in school, I did my graduation, I did my schooling in Vidya Vikas, and then I did my 11th, 12th in Sharada Mandir. So if you go back to school, I was one of those kids who used to be very shy, who used to sit in one corner and be nervous and wait for a teacher to call out my name. I remember the times even during attendance, I would be so nervous to stand up and say even present ma'am. So that was a kid who I was back then, and eventually I evolved to be something better than that now, hopefully. Yeah, that's how my journey started back in school, and then I went to 11th, 12th at Sharda's. There also I was a similar kid, and then I moved to Manipal to do my bachelor's in business administration in logistics and supply chain management. That was the time which changed my personality completely, because from being an introvert to suddenly moving to a different place, and I tried myself to not be the same person what I was earlier. So this was a new place, new journey. So whatever I portray to my people is what they will think of me. So that's the time when I was completely extrovert. I didn't miss a single opportunity. Whatever the smallest opportunity I took up. In fact, back in college, in my second year, we had a vice president election. So I knew that there's no chance on earth that I'm going to ever be elected, because there were a lot of localites competing, and if you see the history, it's always been localites. But that didn't stop me, even though I knew the chances of me succeeding were not even 0.1%. I still took up that opportunity, because what I had made my mind when I joined Manipal, when I came to Manipal, is that I am not going to be the same introvert, shy, scared person which I was earlier. So no matter what the opportunity was in front of me, I took it up, and the consequences came later, which I was ready to face, because I wanted to be out there vocal. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to speak out, and I wanted to be heard. That's how my early days started, my education, and now I'm here.
That's a very interesting journey that we've had so far. And today, if I look at him, he is the most outspoken of the business people whom I've known till date. Right. So we've known about your education, and I believe you had a dream coming ahead, right? The dream of starting Nuste.in. Tell us something. When we are in school, many of us, we've got an ambition to be somebody. We've got an ambition we've got a dream to build something big. And if I can ask you going ahead, how was Nuste.in born? Like how did it start? We sow a seed, we want the plant to grow into a tree, and there is a journey which comes up to there. And in a business which is not very well organized in Goa, it is a massive difference that you're making to the Goan market. And on that note, we would like to know, how did this whole journey start with you?
So, when you say about dreams, that is the most important thing for any individual to have, because it's that dream which motivates you to wake up every day and work towards it. So, even I had a dream. I had a vision when I got done from Manipal. So we had an established family business where we were into seafood, again fisheries. We were doing wholesaling, so we used to sell at the wholesale market, and we used to send it across different states in India. But we were the intermediaries. We were the wholesalers, we were the traders. So after I completed my graduation, I came to the business where we used to sell at the wholesale market. The wholesale market was not a very ideal place to be, because it was mucky, it used to stink of fish. There was no infrastructure, because we used to park the vehicle and we used to sell from the vehicle. So in fact, my journey started me selling fish like how a fisherman sells, like बांगडे 1,500 रुपया बॉक्स इसवण 500 रुपया किलो. So that's how it started, and eventually that was eating me up, because I studied so much. I was expecting to be in a white collar job in my AC room and enjoy, but in reality I was there in the ground selling fish, which I was not very comfortable doing, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something which will create a brand, which will create an image, and that was only possible if I would serve direct to the consumers. So in the wholesale, we were selling to B2B resellers, and who would eventually sell to consumers. But I wanted to sell direct to consumers, because whatever value, whatever service I'm going to give, at the end, it's the consumers who should enjoy and who will value it. So that's when the vision, the idea of Nuste.in was born. I didn't have a name to it then, but it was a service which would provide convenience to customers, and it was a trusted source. If you see in the seafood industry, it is very fragmented, it is broken. You go to the market, you don't know which fish to buy, because you don't trust anyone, because everyone says a different rate. Everyone says their fish is fresh. So you see a kingfish with one seller, he'll say 500, the other fellow will say 450, the other fellow will sell 550. So you are confused as an audience whole, because who to trust? Someone who's saying higher, maybe he's quoting higher, that's why it's fresh, or is he cheating me by saying the rate is higher? So we don't know. So that's why we wanted to be a trusted source. We wanted to be the brand which you can rely on, and tomorrow if there is something which didn't work out, you can always come to us. It's not like a fish market where you buy today and tomorrow you don't find that person. So we want to establish that brand where we will give you the best quality products, which is safe, which is hygienic, which will also be a convenience to you, because we are also going to provide you with cutting and cleaning service where you don't have to struggle at home to cut and clean, or you don't have to ask your maid to do that. And we also are going to give you delivery, because it will come to your doorstep. So this was what was in my head, a brand which is going to serve direct to consumers. But all these points were not there right then, but I knew we had to
So
build
you
a
had
brand.
kind of a flow chart being made into your mind.
Yes, it was
Right.
it was being built in my head, and that's how we started. I grew. I worked with my dad for 1 year in the market. Eventually, he gave me one product to take care of. That was my first entrepreneurial journey, or the first journey of business.
So basically, that was the 1 year that you worked with your father was a kind of an experience, a learning experience
Yes.
to you. And looking at your growth, okay, your father decided to give you a product which was completely kind of your baby,
Yes.
if I can say.
So I'm very thankful to my father for that, because that's where I learned the real norms of business, how business has to be done, because he gave me a product to take care of it completely. You do the purchase, you do the sales, you do the collection, you do the payment, you solely handle the entire product. And from that product is what I build enough to invest in Nuste. So Nuste didn't come right then, but Nuste came when lockdown hit. Lockdown hit, and I knew it that this was the need of the hour. People wanted this kind of service, where they wanted a hygienic fish from a trusted source, which is of good quality, which will provide them cut and cleaned and at their doorstep. And I was thinking to myself, and I was asking myself that if I don't do it now, whatever was in my head for 2 years is of no use, because the entire environment, the entire situation has been built for me to do it right now. And one more, there was one more push which gave me was I had enough inventory in my hand. I mean, when I was doing my wholesale business, I had enough inventory in my hand because lockdown came all of a sudden. So now I had to clear this inventory. Either I blast freeze it and make it a frozen product, which would have not much value, because since it's frozen, either I spoil it and dispose it away, or I sell it. I just had 3 options, and I thought I will sell it. So what I did was I drafted a WhatsApp message and I sent it across, and that became viral. And I started getting WhatsApp messages for fish, and that's when one more problem arose, because I had 5 kg size king Chonak sea bass, which was very big for someone to take. I mean, even if they would take it, they wouldn't be able to cut it. So now the problem was, how do I cut it? Everything is shut. So I used to call my butcher to my house, to my office, to cut it. Eventually that was also scrapped away because people were making issue. I made him sit in my truck, inside the truck, and cut it. We got beatings from the cops also that time, because we were not allowed to go out. Then we went to his butcher's house and we cut it. So eventually we ended up filleting and cutting around 2 tons of chonak, and we sold it off in 2 days. And that gave me the inspiration, that gave me the motivation that, this can work, and I've already done it. I just need to make a proper organization out of it. But then it was lockdown, so I was waiting. Lockdown ho jayega, we'll do something. But then what I saw was the same people who had bought from me, they were asking me that, what fish, we want more fish, what fish is available. So at that point, I was not in a mood to do more business. It was only for clearance of my stock. But then I started getting so many requests, so I had to restart. So I used to procure material from the trawlers, from the local fishermen, and then I would again give it to my customers. That was more of an act of service than for generating any revenue, and that I used to do it from home. And again, I started getting issues from our society that I'm selling fish from home. So there were a lot of hiccups. So finally I decided, let me make it official, let me start with it. But as I told you, my dream earlier, 2 years ago, I had a fancy factory in hand which had, nice infrastructure, a lot of employees, a lot of machineries. That was my vision, that was my image, which was stopping me to even take the first step.
Right.
So I thought, let me just start with something small. Like, I have to start somewhere. It's high time now. Lockdown hit, need of the hour. If I don't do it now, I never do it. So what do I do now? So I took a shop on rent, and within 1 month, I completely got my shop ready, and we were all set now to start serving to consumers through the store at least. And that's when the lockdown was slowly coming down, and it was open for people. So that's how Nuste.in was born. And moving forward, the journey also is very bumpy. But that's how it was born. That was the first step of Nuste.in. August we complete 3 years. So August 16.
We need a party.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
So you've come to a point wherein you got a fair bit of an idea of what your larger vision was to be. Okay, once you set up one product, you got a sale for that product, and then eventually you started drafting a business module into an industry which is not having a very organized business plan as of now, I would say. Right. You said you were delivering fish to basically resellers. Okay. During COVID, it was a blessing in disguise for you, wherein it was a break point for you to step up into the market. But as a business owner, when you say you wanted a white collar job, you must be having a plan wherein you wanted to supply not only on a daily basis, but it would be to supply to industries which are into food industries, and make a name out of yourself. And I'm sure you are doing it today also. But we would like to know how you came up to that level after that, because it is a huge transition if you take a look at selling daily basis and you sell in bulk. Okay. Tell us something about how that changed you as a person.
So the journey started as soon as our shop was established, and within 1 month, as the continuation of the story, within 1 month my store was ready. I got a nice cold room, I got a delivery vehicle, and I got enough laborers. I got I think about 5 people. And on the day of inauguration, I had about 300-400 kgs of material, and to my surprise, I sold up only 20-25 kgs. That was not even 10% of what I anticipated, and that hit me hard, because what I was dreaming was big, and what reality hit was not even 10% of that. So I kind of was disappointed, and from then on, I never got to use my cold room. I never got to use my delivery vehicle, because we were getting enough material to sell on a bike. So we had only sales of so much material that was enough, which I could get on my two-wheeler. And that's how it began. It was, when it started off, it was a big dream, and then it came crashing down. And now, for about a year, we were kind of like that. We were crawling, we were not struggling. And at some point, I was doubting myself. Did I really dream big, Did I do a mistake of thinking that it would be possible? Because things are not changing or things are not happening as I thought. And this kept on happening for a year. And in between, there was one more short lockdown where we got again sudden demand. And that time I didn't have labors because I was not anticipating that sudden lockdown. And that's the time where I struggled more because we didn't have enough labor and demand was more. So we used to get orders, no delivery boys. We had one delivery boy, one cutter. In fact, I've done deliveries myself. I've done cleaning of fish myself. In fact, I used to clean the prawns because there was no staff, because we wanted to serve the customer. And during the lockdown, you wouldn't even get more people. So I've done, in fact, everything myself, cleaning the store, to cleaning the fish, to delivering the fish. And then again, lockdown opened up. Again, it came back to crawling. So it was really, playing with me. This lockdown gave me high hopes, and then when it opened up, it got me to crawling again, and then again lockdown hit. It gave me boost, again crawling. So my head was meshed now. Because when I was prepared, I didn't have business, and when I'm not prepared, I got sudden business, and then when I prepare again, I don't have business. Now I was like, I need to do something about it. I can't live like this. So I thought, let's start venturing into Horeca industry, that's restaurants and hotels. And we slowly started giving to a restaurant, giving to a supermarket. And the second year was kind of fruitful because we got to finally use our eco, because we had to deliver to Maxons in Panjim. And finally, after 1 year of keeping the vehicle empty, we used it finally. And I was like, okay, things can work out now. And slowly we went on going for more hotels, more restaurants. And in the third year, for 5-star hotel, it's more of a tender. And the tender was out, we applied to most of the hotels. And luckily, 90% of the places we applied, we got the tender. Now, this is the third year. There are so many orders out there, so many requirements. And now, my cold room is packed. My vehicle is full. I have a second vehicle, which is again full. I was in plan to get the third vehicle, and my entire shop infrastructure was becoming small. So suddenly, from that transition of struggling to within 2 years, we were running now, because right now, that time we were doing 220 kgs a day, to now we are doing close to 2 tons a day. So that's how it happened. That's how we moved. And what was the learning here is that every time you get a pain, the pain of change, I'm happy. Whenever lockdown hit and there was more customer, that pain of not having enough staff, but I had to clean the prawns, I had to deliver, I loved that pain. The pain when I got more orders and I couldn't deliver, I liked it, because this gave me a chance, this gave me an opportunity to grow. So whenever anyone says that, bahut kaam hai yaar, it's hurting me. If it's going to change, if there is change in that pain, it's a change of growth, it's a change of improvement. So anytime such change come, I love taking that pain. It's like gym. When you go to the gym, when you exercise, you get that pain, but then you're building that muscle. That's the pain. And similarly, in reality, in life, when you get that change, it's like you're evolving. So that's how we started evolving. And that vision of mine, the image of the factory, slowly we started working on that, because now it's the second year and I've had a lot of hotel orders, and my landlord was ready to kick me out because there was a lot of smell, because it's seafood. The place was small. In fact, my retail customers were not getting so much attention because of the volumes we were doing. So we had to move to another place, and that is what we did. We moved our operations for Horeca to another place, which is still in the pipeline, which you all will come to know soon.
Right. And as you mentioned, coming up from the resellers to doing direct to consumers, okay, like restaurants and supermarkets, I'm sure it is not an individual task to be fulfilled, but you do require a platform which can give you that exposure, which can give you that kind of a connect coming into the industry. You are a part of BNI.
Yes.
You've been an ex-president for Dynamic, support ambassador in one of the largest chapters in Goa, that is Matagram. Tell us something about how has BNI has played a huge role into your individual business development.
Before individual business development, I want to say about myself how BNI has helped me. I was in the industry, I was in the seafood industry. I was limited to a network of people involved in seafood. And I am a kind of a person, like after my college journey, I love talking to new people, meeting new people, making connections. And when I joined BNI, I found it to be the right platform for me because I met so many people with a similar mindset. That's the most important part. Everyone wants to grow there. Everyone is looking to help each other there. And everyone comes with their own set of network. I have a network of my seafood industry. I have people working in seafood industry. But there are people from different industries, different business owners. And when I entered in the system, I knew that this is the place which can help me grow because there are people who are well connected, people who will support you, and that environment, the major change for any person to improve themselves is changing the environment. And I think that was BNI for me. That shift in environment is what helped me grow, because they say it's the 5 people who you spend most number of time with, you get influenced. So now if I have a good 5 people who are going to be my mentors, who are going to help me vision out, I'm going to learn from them, and they come with their own network. That is cherry on top. Business is a byproduct, I feel, in BNI. Your self-development, your growth as an individual is what I value more, because the relationships you build with these people, this is a platform which gives you an opportunity to connect with thousands of people who you can build a relationship with. And once you build that relationship, they will go out of their way to help you out. So when I started Horeca, I had a lot of people supporting me in terms of getting me connected to the right person, right stakeholders, and then eventually it was with me how I close it. So that way BNI has really helped me, and the main philosophy of BNI, givers gain. It's a philosophy for life for me, because what you do to others, you get to you. So karma.
Right, that's true. So we've seen your journey, we've seen how you've made a very small business grow into a huge business today, and a learning for many of us into the market. Maybe we're in a different industry altogether, but someone's life journey we can relate to so much into our own businesses, where in the procrastination we need to stop and take an inspiration from this kind of famous business personalities. You started Nuste in 2020. Today is 2023. We're in the month of July. He's saying he's completing 3rd anniversary in month of August.
Yes.
2 years down the line, we are into 2025. After, where do we see Nuste?
So right now, 2025 is too ahead for me, I feel, because maybe in the next 1 year, yeah, 23 we are. So yeah, 2025, we want to be the most trusted brand for seafood in Goa, where we can deliver to every household so that people can enjoy the service and the convenience what we provide. That's the main goal for the coming 2 years, where we will be able to serve the entire state of Goa and definitely move out of Goa. And we also have a processing unit which is coming, which was the factory vision which I said. It is coming to reality. So there we are planning to start exports to various countries, where we will provide our Goan fish, famous fish across the world. And we also want to start with a line of frozen products across the country for the Horeca industry, which will be again branded in the name of Nuste. So Nuste as a Goan cultural part, where we have fish so close to us. I want that Nuste word to be global, so that it's not only my brand Nuste, it's our brand as a Goan altogether. And when we see it out there across countries, we will be so proud of it that what started back at home, back as a traditional our daily lifestyle routine of having fish curry rice every day, and that same brand, that's with the same name, we've reached globally. That's what I want. That's my bigger vision, to be out there globally, so that every Goan is proud of it, that we've achieved somewhere, and with that name, more important. So the name Nuste has been very close to me, because I think it's not only me, but it's all the Goans who can relate to it. So that's the plan, and we want to start our operations in the North Goa soon, and pan India definitely.
Nice. The only regret I have with Aftab is I didn't meet him back in 2020, because I almost spent 2 months eating completely veg in those lockdown days. If he was delivering, maybe I could have given him, of course, some day-to-day business also. But anyway, it's good to know you. It's good that you got a vision for 2025. It's so good to see a Goan person, doing so much for the Goan people and into the business industry as well. Thank you so much, Aftab, for being here. Okay, I definitely want to interview you in 2025. Okay, wherein probably you're pan India, you're exporting to countries. Okay, I hope your dream gets fulfilled, and all the best wishes to you and to your company, Nuste.
Thank you so much, Akhilesh. Thanks.
Yes.